Game Freak bought out a company called Koa Games, which was a Japanese developer who made mobile games for smartphones. Two things to keep in mind here. One, this probably has nothing to do with Pokemon Go, because Game Freak isn't involved in that project. And two, Koa Games was losing money, they were about to go under. Game Freak bought them out in August, dissolving the studio and absorbing its staff, so it could have something to do with mobile projects. I tend to think, though, that if they absorbed the company into Game Freak instead of keeping it as a separate studio, that it may have more to do with incorporating more mobile gameplay sensibilities into Game Freak's projects. Like, I could see the people who worked at Koa playing a big role in designing Pokemon's UI in the future, making future iterations of things like the Pokegear and the Pokenav, stuff like that.
Right, we've talked in the past about how Nintendo's touchscreen technology is obviously pretty compatible with smartphone games. So that would be a good decision if they were able to bring on some talented people to sort of help them with that. Although the fact that they were losing money is a little disheartening.
Well, I think that sort of goes back into what I was saying about designing like UIs and stuff for Game Freak's projects, getting sort of the design talent on board and not really, clearly their business model was not working.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's so much about adapting mobile games as it is to getting people who are talented in designing those kinds of things to work on the projects that Game Freak is guiding. And I could see that really helping, especially with Pokemon, which basically abandons the UI it created with every new game. Like each new game, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I think had the best sort of like menu system and everything. And then, but that completely redesigned what Diamond and Pearl did, and then that got completely redesigned in Black and White. It got almost completely redesigned in X and Y. I like a lot of the stuff they did, but there's a lot of other stuff that they, again, one step forward, two steps backward. So I think that can help fix a lot of sort of those interface problems that Pokemon has been having. It's very clunky.
I think in particular, as we start seeing them approaching more form factors and not just touchscreens, but possibly a brand new form factor that we'll see on NX or something like that. A company like this, where the talent is really on developing games for multiple platforms, really kind of makes sense.
Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.